Yeah, but in Chicago, you're right. They were packing my stuff. I'm like, what?
Abby, you have one story about America, and if you talk about it one more time, all right, Abby.
I
don't
in
like
Chicago,
the way.
and I hear a noise in
What
the
do
bush.
you mean one story? I have so many stories.
There was a noise in the bush, and it was a scary man.
I've
done
been to San
America
Diego
because you went to Chicago. All right.
I've been to San Diego as well.
You went to San Diego, Chicago, and you think you know America.
And Los Angeles.
Listen, I don't want to. Oh, I was gonna say something. I was like, I don't want to dox myself. And actually, because there's an anon in here, I won't say anything now.
Oh my God, you.
Am I gonna have to like, make it?
You're gonna be on YouTube and nobody's gonna listen to YouTube.
You have to make a private room, Kevin, if you really want to know.
No. God damn it! Why is John like this? Why is
John the way he is?
John
were you dropped on your head as a baby, or like how did your parents react when they found you?
Show some fucking respect. It was just Memorial Day and Easter or something.
Oh, I don't care. How did your parents react when they found you eating paint chips? Did they tell you to stop, or did they just like let it happen?
He's gonna roast your ass.
You know those G.I. Joe characters? You know, John actually was caught licking off the paint off of each one as a child.
You know John's running for fucking office again.
Again? Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna do great.
Yeah, is he running for mayor now?
I think the
John, when you realize that the people don't want you.
When do you realize you might actually have to campaign instead of like fucking recording Clubhouse rooms?
No, I bet John knocks on doors. I bet he does.
Could you imagine John Kitover knocking on your door?
It's a scary sight. Don't get me wrong. But I think he knocks on doors.
What was that?
That was my recording device. Don't worry about it.
That was funny. Do-do-do.
No, that was something that I unplugged that was charging.
Oh, the sound is so nice.
How many days until you start your new job?
I start on Monday.
Monday.
No more Keegan.
Just neglect your family and come on this stupid fucking app.
You will be missed.
You could be like fucking Diogenes and just go on Clubhouse or on the car and get in the Matrix every 5 seconds.
Real.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Nothing left. So what did you guys do for Memorial Day?
The beach.
I didn't do shit.
You went to the beach to, like, in the cold? You said it was cold.
No, it was hot down there. I felt like an asshole. Like, I came in with, like, my fucking sweater on, and then I was there and I was like, it's so fucking hot. This sucks. I didn't take it off.
Yeah, it was pretty hot out here yesterday, too. We just, like, smoked some meats and hung out with the family. Just barbecue style. It was pretty nice. It would have been a good day for the beach yesterday, for sure.
Yeah, was it crowded?
I'm in an underpopulated area, so the beach here is never crowded.
Machine does
Oh,
this.
that's nice.
Yeah. How did you know it was Memorial Day, Abby?
Because all these people on this app keep on talking about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't know.
I
Are you back in Germany? Oh, sorry. What's that?
No, nothing. No, I was about to say something irrelevant.
You always do, Kevin.
Yeah, I know.
So was I. It's okay.
I was thinking about Memorial Day and like patriotism and stuff, and I remember I was at a sporting event and I was like walking to, like I was already like in the not the hall, but like around I wasn't in my seat during the national anthem, and I was like continuing to walk wherever I was going, like the bathroom.
Hello?
So
Hello?
I was like you gotta stop walking during the national anthem. I was like, all right, dude. Like,
Hell yeah, call him the fuck out.
it's like you do realize that like the military pays the NFL to like fucking do this shit so that
To recruit new soldiers.
yeah. Actually, you know what? I don't even know if that's true or not. Is that true? That's like
It
one of
has
those
to
things
be.
that.
Yeah.
It's a sign of respect, goddammit.
I just, you know how I feel about it? I feel like, I don't know if you've heard Louis C.K.'s joke. He's like, sometimes when I'm on the plane and I'm in first class, if I see a service member, I'll switch my seat with them, because they, they think they're helping. And that's really nice.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I think it's commendable from Louis C.K.
I support the troops.
Well, someone's got to do it, but that someone isn't me, in the wise words of Pete Seeger.
Yeah, but you can't even stop during the national anthem. Where were you at?
I was at a baseball game.
You suck. You were walking around during the national anthem at a baseball game. Fuck.
Yeah, because I didn't, go there to fucking guzzle the military's,
No,
members.
it's just a sign. Like, heaven forbid you have to engage in the.
You know what I would do? You know what I would do? I would, if they were doing the thing where they're like, we'd like to honor, this guy, this particular service member that's here who served in, the whatever airborne division, I would stop for that. I would stop to pay respect to an actual person. I'm not gonna stop to pay respect to this institution.
This is the secular mind.
I get it.
This is the
Perfect
degenerate
example.
I don't care. I'm not gonna
I
get
don't
out of.
get it.
I'm not gonna get out of my way to stand up and do stuff during it. But if I'm already up and walking around, I'm not gonna stop. Oh no, they're playing the special song. They're playing the special song. I gotta stop.
I don't like it. I have a less of an opinion on you, Kevin.
Kevin, you really are one of the J's.
It's just a very easy
Oh god.
fucking thing to do. Who gives a shit?
No, really, who gives a shit? It's like let's be real.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who gives a shit?
No, the opposite. Against Kevin, he thinks his time is so fucking important.
No,
he's
I'm
probably
with
Hello?
him. I mean, we have the
Hello?
right? So we should just
Hello?
execute our rights.
Hello?
Yeah. When I was in, I told Abby this story. When I was in like 8th grade in public school, I didn't want to stand for the national anthem, but not the national, for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, and my teacher told me that. What? Yeah, my teacher told me that I had to, and I said, I said this is a public school, and I have a First Amendment right to not stand if I don't want to. And he said, basically, not my class or whatever, like some bullshit.
Hell yeah.
And I sent a letter to the ACLU, and then the ACLU sent a letter to my school telling them that I did not have to stand. And my principal was very upset at me. He did not he was just like, oh, my principal said? He's like, hey, if you had just come to me when this happened, I would have sided with you. You kind of escalated things quickly. And I was like, yeah, that's fair enough,
Right. No, that's really smart for an 8th grader, though. You knew.
No, I was being a little prick. I was being a little prick. I was totally being a little prick. My parents were really upset with me. Not because they were just because they didn't want to be like a riot or whatever, and because it was a formal legal notice, they that the school had to spend probably at least $500 or $1,000 on paying their retained lawyer to I issue a response. So I definitely cost the school some money.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, I love that. That's better than my stories. My stories would be and it happened a couple different times. A few different teachers would try to send me out. They'd be like, go to the principal's office. And then I think at some point it would click in their brain, oh, we can't actually do anything about this. And I'd get you know, halfway down the hallway, and they'd be like, nope, just come back into class. I was wrong. It's okay. So it never really, you know, escalated too far.
Yeah. At one point, like the teacher just kind of like asked me like, hey, like why didn't you want to stand? You know.
And then you told them because you don't believe in anything, because you're a positivist.
I think what did I say? What did I
You're
say?
degenerate.
I think I honestly I
I
don't
bet
even
you're
remember.
not even. You didn't even make a moral stance that was equivalent. You're just a lazy fuck.
Yeah.
Same. No, literally, that was me. I was just like, I just don't feel like it, or I'm tired. Like, fuck you, dude. You guys force us to do this shit every single goddamn day, right? K through 12. Some days I'm gonna be fucking tired, and I'm not gonna want to do it. You know, whatever.
Yeah. I think it might have been because I was like an educated atheist and I didn't want to stand for one nation under God. I could be wrong though. That seems like something I would have done.
I don't think. I think you're probably more of a coco, just a lazy bone.
Yeah, that was me being a little shit stirrer.
There was a case in my state recently. Interesting. It was a Palestinian kid, like last year, and I guess they sued the school and they just won because she didn't want to participate in the Pledge of Allegiance. And I don't know. I guess the teacher like verbally attacked her after the fact. I'm in Michigan though, so.
See, I agree with that.
We've got
At
a
least
lot
that's
of-
a strong stance. At least like that clicks in my brain why you would do that. You know, but Kevin's
Yeah.
just a lazy asshole. Like that's it.
I'm gonna be honest here. I actually do remember what I was upset about, and it's a little embarrassing.
What was it?
I think I was upset about the early. This was like 2014, so this was like early like Mike Brown BLM stuff. I think it might have been a BLM thing.
Oh
At
my
least
God.
At least it's something. At least it's something.
But I think I also didn't like that. I was also really into atheism, and I think the one nation under God I think also bothered me.
So that makes sense. So you grew up. I assume you grew up on the evolution of you know, the atheist pipeline. You know, like you were watching.
Yeah,
Secular talk and all that shit,
yeah, 100%. And then in like when I was like 13, it took like a libertarian turn, and then I basically got more right wing through being like maybe 16, and then I kind of pumped the brakes on that a little bit. That's so funny. I never was like into Trump, like genuinely. Like I thought he was funny, but I always thought he was kind of like an idiot. Like I was never like a full throated, you know. And then in 2018, I became like I kind of took a break from politics, and I became more like progressive, and then I was like really progressive, and then I kind of went back to like social democrat. Now I'm back here. Now I'm now I'm where I am.
You're still social democrat. Shut up.
By some standards, yeah, I'd say so. It depends on who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to, yeah, it depends who I'm talking to.
Janelle, I'm supposed to call with Angelo this Saturday.
Oh, how's
Vegetarian.
Angelo doing?
Yeah, we called like for a minute. He said I will call you in a few hours, and then he didn't. I think he fell asleep because he was working. I will call you after work time. But yeah, let's see. Next time, perhaps. Let's show me Ashton's baby daddy.
Ashton's baby daddy?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if that's a reference to.
You don't know Ashton?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Wait, who's Ashton's baby daddy?
Hold on. It's an account called Crime Pills or something.
Oh.
You have to look on Twitter. Let me see what's the name. Crime pills for kids.
You know, the one time I got detention in middle school was because I was talking during the silent prayer in the morning. That was the one time. The one time.
I think Nora got hospitalized or something.
That's not good. No,
That is better.
Well, that's good. You're right. That is good, actually. Why are people talking about Diego's like court proceedings? I looked it up, and this shit happened like 2 years ago.
It's because when Nora went insane.
What the hell? He should be in jail right now serving his time, man. Get the hell up.
When Nora went insane the first time, people started to be blaming Diego. And then they were doxing Diego. Because everyone knows Diego.
It's weird that Travis cares so much about it. Like, it's weird that she cares so much about it. Like, why
She doesn't want to see a white man get hit.
He's not white. He's fucking Hispanic.
He's a Hispanic guy. He's Mexican.
Well, Spanish people are white.
Well, he's not Spanish, though. He's Mexican.
He's Mexican?
Yeah, he's
How Mexican? Is it
Very
indigenous
much.
blood or Spanish blood?
I think it's indigenous blood.
It's very different. Very different.
It is very different. You're
No,
absolutely right.
he's not the white Hispanic.
Wait. How do you feel about Goyman? How do you feel about Mexican immigrants who are clearly like 90% plus Spanish blood?
Ask my brother.
Like Nick.
Abby, right, Abby?
Right.
My brother, Kevin, the joke is my brother was dating a girl for a while. I actually thought they were going to last. She's 21.
Venezuela.
But she's from Venezuela, but her family's from Spain, right? Like they are.
Yeah, from how many generations ago?
Not too many, though.
Yeah.
But I think like 2 or 3 generations from Spaniards, Spanish, and he said she's white. So I don't think she was. I said she's not.
That does make you blind.
He also has to say.
This is AICitycorp.com. Go to AICitycorp.com to find out about the hottest, latest, newest startup in venture capital. AICitycorp.com. Hello? 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 This is. Hello? This is AICitycorp.com. Go to AICitycorp.com to find out about the hottest, latest, newest startup in venture capital. AICitycorp.com. Hello? 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 This is AI. Karen, welcome. Good morning. I'm going to be reading a book. I hope you like. I'm gonna read for maybe an hour. Welcome, Alistair. Welcome to the room. I'm gonna mod you if you could help me mod the room. Isn't that great? Bankroll in the house. We finally got the money. We finally got the money. The bankrolls finally come through. Welcome to the show, Bankroll. Love the name. It's going good. Now that the bankroll is here.
Well, you guys all have the same picture. With the same background.
It's very astute of you to make that observation.
Oh, you guys are veterans? Actually, you guys look like all twins. Are you guys all twins?
Yes, we are part of a clone army sent from Emperor Palpatine to destroy the Jedis once and for all.
That's funny. What's the topic about?
Emotional programming.
Emotional program. You said emotional programming?
That's the house. The room is called NLP, Hypnosis, Therapy and Poetry, Wisdom and Philosophy. Do you know what NLP is?
No.
Well, it's just words. That's all it really means. Neuro-linguistic programming through words.
One second.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, 1 second. So what's the topic about though?
It is about selfishness.
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 Okay, explain.
What is selfishness?
Like being selfish, like a narcissist.
What is narcissism?
Like basically only like caring about yourself at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, what about at the beginning of the day? I'd say a real narcissist starts the moment you wake up, not just at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
What do you mean you don't know about that?
I mean, I think that's just human nature. I mean, as soon as you wake up, you gotta think about your stomach first. So everybody else is right.
Okay, we're going to read from what's called The Virtue of Selfishness. And this chapter is by Nathaniel Brandon. It's titled, Isn't Everyone Selfish? We're going to read one page from a book. And then I'm going to go get my coffee. And then we're going to read another page from the book. This is a book club room. Are you ready for page 68?
Yeah, right.
In what way would such a man be the beneficiary of his action? The answer is given in Atlas Shrugged. In the scene when Galt, knowing he is about to be arrested, tells Dagny, if they get the slightest suspicion of what we are to each other, they will have you on a torture rack. I mean physical torture. Before my eyes in less than a week. I'm not going to wait for that. At the first mention of a threat to you, I will kill M word and stop them right there. I don't have to tell you that if I do it, it won't be an act of self sacrifice. I do not care to live on their terms. I do not care to obey them. I do not care to see you enduring a drawn out murder. There will be no values for me to seek after that. I do not care to exist without values. If a man loves a woman so much that he does not wish to survive her death, if life can have nothing more to offer him at that price, then his dying to save her is not a sacrifice. The same principle applies to a man caught in a dictatorship who willingly risks death to achieve freedom. To call his act a self-sacrifice, one would have to assume that he preferred to live as a slave. Selfishness of a man who is willing to die if necessary, fighting for his freedom, lies in the fact that he is unwilling to go on living in a world where he is no longer able to act on his own judgment. That is a world where human conditions of existence are no longer possible to him. The selfishness or unselfishness of an action is to be determined. It is not determined by the feelings of the person who acts. Just as feelings are not a tool of cognition, so they are not a criterion in ethics. Obviously, in order to act, one has to be moved by some personal motive. One has to want, in some sense, to perform the action. The issue of an action's selfishness or unselfishness depends not on whether or not one wants to perform it, but on why one wants to perform it. By what standard was the action chosen? To achieve what goal?
Club room. Are you ready?
If a man proclaimed that he felt he would best benefit others by robbing and murdering them, men would not be willing to grant that his actions were altruistic. By the same logic and for the same reasons, if a man pursues a course of blind self-destruction, his feeling that he has something to gain by it does not establish his actions as selfish. Okay, that's one page of Ayn Rand. Hello?
Yeah.
So have you learned anything new about selfishness? Hello? Hello? Where did the bankroll go? The bankroll has left us for rooms of higher value. Oh, the bank is back.
Yeah, so that's you're reading that right there. You're reading that right there.
Yeah, Ayn Rand. There was a chapter on selfishness, one page from it. I'm creating content to emotionally program objective ethics into my brain and into the brain of thousands of clones in the army. Hello?
ye shall know that the chosen priest, that acts of infinite space, the prince, priest, the beast, and in his woman called the Scarlet Woman is all power given. They shall gather my children into their fold. They shall bring the glory of the stars into the hearts of men. 16, for he is ever a sun and she a moon. But to him is the winged secret flame, and to her the stooping starlight. But ye are not so chosen. 18 burn upon their brows, O splendorous serpent. 19, oh, azure lidded woman, bend upon them. 20, the key of the rituals is in the secret word which I have given unto him. Now ye shall know that the chosen priest, my soul of infinite space, is the prince, priest, the beast. And in his woman, called the Scarlet Woman, is all power given. They shall gather my children into their fold. They shall bring the glory of the stars into the hearts of
If motivated solely by a sense of charity, compassion, duty, or altruism, a person renounces a value, desire, a goal in favor of the pleasure, wishes or needs of another person whom he values less than the thing he renounced. That is an act of self-sacrifice. The fact that a person may feel that he wants to do it does not make his action selfish or establish objectively that he is its beneficiary. Suppose, for example, that a son chooses the career he wants by rational standards, but then renounces it in order to please his mother, who prefers that he pursue a different career, one that will have more prestige in the eyes of the neighbors. The boy accedes to his mother's wish because he has accepted that such is his moral duty. He believes that his duty as a son consists of placing his mother's happiness above his own, even if he knows that his mother's demand is irrational, and even if he knows that he is sentencing himself to a life of misery and frustration. It is absurd for the advocates of the everyone is selfish doctrine to assert that since the boy is motivated by the desire to be virtuous or to avoid guilt, no self-sacrifice is involved and his action is really selfish. What is evaded is the question of why the boy feels and desires as he does. Emotions and desires are not causeless, irreducible primaries. They are the product of the premises one has accepted. The boy wants to renounce his career only because he has accepted the ethics of altruism. He believes that it is immoral to act for his self-interest. That is the principle directing his actions. Advocates of the everyone is selfish doctrine do not deny that under the pressure of the altruistic ethics, men can knowingly act against their own long-range happiness. They merely assert that in some higher, undefinable sense, such men are still acting selfishly. A definition of selfishness that includes or permits the possibility of knowingly acting against one's long-range happiness is a contradiction in terms. It is only the legacy of mysticism that permits men to imagine that they are still speaking meaningfully when they declare that one can seek one's happiness in the renunciation of one's happiness.
18 burn upon their brows, O splendrous serpent.
Motivated solely by a sense of charity, compassion, duty, or altruism, a person renounces a value, desire.
The key of the rituals is in the secret word which I have given unto him.
Two, welcome to the room.
under the stars and take your fill of love. 13, I am above you, and in you, my ecstasy is in yours. My joy is to see your joy. 14 above, the gem azure is the naked splendor of no wit. She bends in ecstasy to kiss the secret orders of the deep. The winged glow, the starry blue are mine. Oh, if not once. These are fools that men adore, both their gods and their men of fools. 12 come forth, oh children, under the stars and take your fill of love. 13, I am above you, and in you my ecstasy is in yours. My joy is to see your joy.
Mm.
14 above.
The basic fallacy in the everyone is selfish argument consists of an extraordinarily crude equivocation. It is psychological truism, a tautology, that all purposeful behavior is motivated. But to equate motivated behavior with selfish behavior is to blank out the distinction between an elementary fact of human psychology and the phenomenon of ethical choice. It is to evade the central problem of ethics, namely, by what is man to be motivated? A genuine selfishness, that is, a genuine concern with discovering what is to one's self-interest, an acceptance of the responsibility of achieving it, a refusal ever to betray it by acting on the blind whim, mood, impulse, or feeling of the moment, an uncompromising loyalty to one's judgment. Convictions and values represents a profound moral achievement. Those who assert that everyone is selfish commonly intend their statement as an expression of cynicism and contempt, but the truth is that their statement pays mankind a compliment it does not deserve. September 1962. Isn't Everyone Selfish? By Nathaniel Branden. Chapter 6, The Psychology of Pleasure by Nathaniel Branden. Pleasure for man is not a luxury, but a profound psychological need. Pleasure, in the widest sense of the term, is a metaphysical concomitant of life, the reward and consequence of successful action, just as pain is the insignia of failure, destruction, death. Through the state of enjoyment, man experiences the value of life, the sense that life is worth living, worth struggling to maintain. In order to live, man must act to achieve values. Pleasure or enjoyment is at once an emotional payment for successful action and an incentive to continue acting. Further, because of the metaphysical meaning of pleasure to man, the state of enjoyment gives him a direct experience of his own efficacy, of his competence to deal with the facts of reality, to achieve his values, to live. Implicitly contained in the experience of pleasure is the feeling, I am in control of my existence, just as implicitly contained in the experience of pain is the feeling I am helpless. As pleasure emotionally entails a sense of efficacy, so pain emotionally entails a sense of impotence.
The gem azure is the naked splendor of new wit. She bends in ecstasy to kiss the secret ardors of her gaze. The winged glow, the starry blue, are mine, and if not soon. My joy is to see your joy. Fourteen above, the gemmed azure is the naked splendor of new wit. She bends in ecstasy to kiss the secret ardors of her deed. The winged glow, the starry blue, are mine, oh, ein zu. My joy is to see your joy.
The manifestation
children of men. 6 feet how deep my secret center, my heart and my tongue. 7, behold, it is revealed my eyes, the minister of poor heart. 8, the cubs is in the coop, not the coop in the cubs. 9, worship them.
Further, because of the metaphysical meaning of pleasure to man, the state of enjoyment gives him a direct experience of his own efficacy, of his competence to deal with the facts of reality, to achieve his values, to live. Implicitly contained in the experience of pleasure is the feeling I am in control of my existence, just as implicitly contained in the experience of pain is the feeling I am helpless. As pleasure emotionally entails a sense of efficacy, so pain emotionally entails a sense of impotence. Thus, in letting man experience in his own person the sense that life is of value and that he is of value, pleasure serves as the emotional fuel of man's existence. Just as the pleasure-pain mechanism of man's body works as a barometer of health or injury, so the pleasure-pain mechanism of his consciousness works on the same principle, acting as a barometer of what is for him or against him, what is beneficial to his life or inimical. But man is a being of volitional consciousness. He has no innate ideas, no automatic or infallible knowledge of what his survival depends on. He must choose the values that are to guide his actions and set his goals. His emotional mechanism will work according to the kind of values he chooses. It is his values that determine what a man feels to be for him or against him. It is his values that determine what a man seeks for pleasure. If a man makes an error in his choice of values, his emotional mechanism will not correct him. It has no will of its own. If a man's values are such that he desires things which in fact and in reality lead to his destruction, his emotional mechanism will not save him, but will instead urge him on toward destruction. He will have set it in reverse against himself and against the facts of reality, against his own life. Man's emotional mechanism is like an electronic computer. Man has the power to program it, but no power to change its nature. So that if he sets the wrong programming, he will not be able to escape the fact that the most self-destructive desires will have for him the emotional intensity and urgency of life-saving actions. He has, of course, the power to change the programming, but only by changing his values. A man's basic values reflect his conscious or subconscious view of himself and of existence. They are the expression of A, the degree and nature of his self-esteem or lack of it, and B, the extent to which he regards the universe as open to his understanding and action or closed, the extent to which he holds a benevolent or malevolent view of existence. Thus, the things which a man seeks for pleasure or enjoyment are profoundly revealing. They are the index of his character and soul. By soul, I mean a man's consciousness and his basic motivating values.
Servants be few and secret, they shall rule the many and the known. The manifestation of new being. the company of heaven. Every man and every woman is a star. Every number is infinite. There is no difference. From the warrior lord of deeds, in my unveiling before the children of men. Now and it's my secret center. Seven. I was a minister for Akrat. The cat is in the poo, not the poo in the cat. Nine worship, then the cats, and behold my light shed over you. Let my servants speak you in secret, they shall the many and the mine is the head of the man, and my insight is keen as the hawk's. By my head I invoke I am the only begotten child of my father and mother. My father is dead. My mother bore me with labor and pain and fear. By my body I invoke thee. About me shine the diamonds of radiance white and pure. By their brightness I invoke thee. Mine is the red triangle, reverse the sign, given on unsacred deed of thee, O Lord. By the Lamb I invoke thee. Mine is the belt of white, sown with gold, the flashing of light that I wear. By my robe I invoke thee. Mine is the sign of the prophets and time. By the sign I invoke Mine is the turban of white and gold, and mine the blue vigor of the intimate air. By my cross.
If a man makes an error in his choice of values, his emotional mechanism will not correct him. It has no will of its own. If a man's values are such that he desires things which in fact and in reality lead to his destruction, his emotional mechanism will not save him, but will instead urge him on toward destruction. He will have set it in reverse against himself, against the facts of reality, against his own life. Man's emotional mechanism is like an electronic computer. Man has the power to program it, but no power to change its nature. So that if he sets the wrong programming, he will not be able to escape the fact that the most self-destructive desires will have for him the emotional intensity and urgency of life-saving actions. He has, of course, the power to change the programming, but only by changing his values. Man's basic values reflect his conscious or subconscious view of himself and of existence. They are the expression of A, the degree and nature of his self-esteem or lack of it, and B, the extent to which he regards the universe as open to his understanding and action or closed, i.e. the extent to which he holds a benevolent or malevolent view of existence. Thus, the things which a man seeks for pleasure or enjoyment are profoundly revealing psychologically. They are the index of his character and soul. By soul, I mean a man's consciousness and his basic motivating values. They are broadly 5 interconnected areas that allow man to experience the enjoyment of life: productive work, human relationships, recreation, art, sex. Productive work is the most fundamental of these. Through his work, man gains his basic sense of control over existence, his sense of efficacy, which is the necessary foundation of the ability to enjoy any other value. The man whose life lacks direction or purpose, the man who has no creative goal, necessarily feels helpless and out of control. The man who feels helpless and out of control feels inadequate to and unfit for existence, and a man who feels unfit for existence is incapable of enjoying it. One of the hallmarks of a man of self-esteem who regards the universe as open to his effort is the profound pleasure he experiences in the productive work of his mind. His enjoyment of life is fed by his unceasing concern to grow in knowledge and ability, to think, to achieve, to move forward, to meet new challenges and overcome them, to earn the pride of a constantly expanding efficacy. A different kind of soul is revealed by the man who predominantly takes pleasure in working only at the routine and familiar.
by my bed I invoke thee. I am the only begotten child of my father and mother. My father is dead. My mother bore me with labor and pain and fear. By my body I invoke thee. About me shine the diamonds of radiance, white and pure. By their brightness I invoke thee. Mine is the red triangle that reversed the sign given of none, save it be of thee, O Lord. By the Lamed I invoke thee. Mine is the garment of white, sewn with gold, the flashing of day that I wear. By my robe I invoke thee. Mine is the sign of Apophis and Typhoon. By the sign I invoke thee. Mine is the turban of white and gold, and mine the blue vigor of the Entebbe. By my crown I invoke thee. My fingers tremble on the beat of her, so run I after thee in thy car of glory. By my fingers I invoke thee. I bear the wand of double power in the voice of the Master. Abracadabra. By the word I invoke thee. I know the dark blue waves of music in the song that I made all fall to invoke thee. Strike the master chord, draw the flaming sword, child and conquering Lord, Horus Avenger. In my hand is thy sword of revenge, and it striketh thy cheek. By the sword I invoke thee. Voice of the five, the voice of the 6, 11 are the voices. Abrahadabra. Mine is the head of the man, and my insight is keen as the hawks. By my head I invoke thee. I am the only begotten child of my father and mother. My father is dead. My mother bore me with labor and pain and fear. By my body I invoke thee. About me shine the diamonds of radiance, white and pure. By their brightness I invoke thee. Mine is the red triangle reverse, the sign given of none. Save it be of thee, O Lord. By the Lamb and I invoke thee. Free mine is the garment of white, sown with gold. The flashing of eye that I wear by my robe, I invoke thee. Mine is the sign of a prophet and typhon. By the sign I invoke it. For mine is the turban of white and gold, and mine the blue figure of the intimate. By my crown I invoke it. My fingers travel on the beads of earth, so run I after thee in thy car of glory. By my fingers I invoke thee. I hear the ones of double power in the voice of the master. Abrahadabra, by the word I invoke thee. Be mine are the dark blue waves of music in the song that I made about to invoke thee. Strike the master chord. Draw the flaming sword. Child and conquering Lord. Horus, avenger, by the song I invoke thee. In my hand is my sword of revenge. Let it strike at my bidding. By the sword I invoke thee. The voice of the fight, the voice of the 611 of the voices. Abraham. The voice of the fight, the voice of the 611 of the voices. Abraham.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Mine is the head of the man and my insight is keen as the ox. By my head I invoke thee. I am the only begotten child of my father and mother. My father is dead. My mother bore me with labor and pain and fear. By my body I invoke thee. Around me shine the diamonds of radiance white and pure. By their brightness I invoke thee. Mine is the red triangle reverse, the sign given of none. Save it be, oh be, oh Lord. By the Lamb and I invoke thee. Mine is the garment of white sown with gold, the flashing of light that I wear. By my robe I invoke thee. Mine is the sign of a prophet and typhon. By the sign I invoke thee. Mine is the turban of white and gold, and mine the blue figure at the intimate there. By my crown I invoke thee. My fingers travel on the beat
A different kind of soul is revealed by the man who predominantly takes pleasure in working only at the routine and familiar, who is inclined to enjoy working in a semi-days, who sees happiness and freedom from challenge or struggle or effort, the soul of a man profoundly deficient in self-esteem, to whom the universe appears as unknowable and vaguely threatening. The man whose central motivating impulse is a longing for safety, not the safety that is won by efficacy, but the safety of a world in which efficacy is not demanded. Still, a different kind of soul is revealed by the man who finds it inconceivable that work, any form of work, can be enjoyable, who regards the effort of earning a living as a necessary evil, who dreams only of the pleasures that begin when the workday ends, the pleasure of drowning his brain in alcohol, or television, or billiards, or women, the pleasure of not being conscious. The soul of a man with scarcely a shred of self-esteem, who never expected the universe to be comprehensible, and takes his lethargic dread of it for granted, and whose only form of relief and only notion of enjoyment is the dim flicker of undemanding sensations. Still another kind of soul is revealed by the man who takes pleasure, not in achievement but in destruction, whose action is aimed not at attaining efficacy but at ruling those who have attained it. The soul of a man so abjectly lacking in self-value and so overwhelmed by terror of existence that his sole form of self-fulfillment is to unleash his resentment and hatred against those who do not share his state, those who are able to live as if by destroying the confident, the strong, and the healthy, he could convert impotence into efficacy. A rational, self-confident man is motivated by a love of values and by a desire to achieve them. A neurotic is motivated by fear and by a desire to escape it. This difference in motivation is reflected not only in the things each type of man will seek for pleasure, but in the nature of the pleasure they will experience. The emotional quality of the pleasure experienced by the four men described above, for instance, is not the same. The quality of any pleasure depends on the mental processes that give rise to and attend it, and on the nature of the values involved. The pleasure of using one's consciousness properly and the pleasure of being unconscious are not the same, just as the pleasure of achieving real values, gaining an authentic sense of efficacy, and the pleasure of temporarily diminishing one's sense of fear and helplessness are not the same. The man of self-esteem experiences the pure, unadulterated enjoyment of using his faculties properly and of achieving actual values in reality. Who is inclined to enjoy working in a semi-days, who sees happiness and freedom from challenge.
Mine is the head of the man, and my insight is keen as the ox. By my head I know. I am the only begotten child of my father and mother. My father is dead. My mother bore me with labor and pain and fear by my body. I know about me. Shine the diamonds of radiance, white and pure by the brightness. I know mine is the red triangle reverse, the sign given of none, save it be of thee. Oh Lord, by the layman. I know mine is the garment of white, so mine is the head of the man, and my insight is keen as the ox. By my head I am the only begotten child of my father and mother. My father is dead. My mother bore me with labor and pain and fear by my body. I invoke thee. About me shine the diamonds of radiance, white and pure. By their brightness, I. Mine is the head of the six again, the rose and cross of life and giving the sign and remaining in the sign, the invocation concludes. Therefore I say unto thee, come thou forth and dwell in me, so that every spirit, whether of the firmament, or of the ether, or of the earth, or under the earth, or dry land, or in the air, or flowing air, or of rushing fire, and every spell and scourge of God, the vast one might be mine is the head of the hawk, Abrahadabra! I bear the rose and cross of life and life! Remaining in the side, the invocation concludes. Therefore I say unto thee, come thou forth and dwell in me, so that every spirit, whether of the firmament, or of the ether, or of the earth, or unto the earth, unto the ether in the water, a flowing air, or a rushing fire, and every spell and scourge of God, the false one might be mine is the head of the hawk! Six, I bear the rose and cross of life and light. each abracadabra remaining in the sign, the invocation concludes. Therefore I say unto thee, come thou forth and dwell in me, so that every spirit, whether of the firmament, or of the ether, or of the earth, or under the earth, on dry land, or in the water, of whirling air, or of rushing fire, and every spell and scourge of God, the vast one, might be mine is the head of the hawk, abracadabra, and ends. 6, I bear the rose and cross of life and light, giving the sign at each abracadabra, remaining in the sign, the invocation concludes. Therefore I say unto thee, come thou forth and dwell in me, so that every spirit, whether of the firmament, or of the ether, or of the earth, or under the earth, on dry land, or in the water, of whirling air, or of rushing fire, and every spell and scourge of God, the vast one, might be thee. Abracadabra. You came like dawn in my hands, soft but stronger than I knew. My fear turned gold in your eyes, and my old night broke in two. I was lost in the noise, now I'm learning how to stay close to your quiet light in the middle of the day. Stop thinking, let it fall. Take the deepest breath of them all. Hold it close. Don't run from the feeling. One more second. You can start believing. Wisdom of God. Now it's dry. Wisdom of God. Your touch is a steady rain on the dust of who I was. Every wound gets named, then it fades in the hush. I don't need 1,000 signs when your name is in my chest. One deep breath, one brave step, and the rest can be blessed. Stop thinking, let it fall. Take the deepest breath of them all. Hold it close. Don't run from the feeling. One more second. You can start believing. Wisdom of God. Now it's dry. Wisdom of hands to release what I cannot hold with you. 10 not 9, 10 not 11. I breathe in your holy calm, and the storm in my head lays down like a palm. Wisdom of now it's home. Wisdom of God, I'm yours alone. You came like dawn in my hands, soft but stronger than I knew. My fear turned gold in your eyes, and my old night broke in two. I was lost in the noise, now I'm learning how to stay close to your quiet light. In the middle of the day, stop thinking. Let it fall. Take the deepest breath. Hold them all. Hold me close, don't run from the feeling. One more second, you can't stop believing. Wisdom of God, now it's joy. Wisdom of God, now it's love. Wisdom of God, my heart is open. Wisdom of God, I rise above. Hold, let it go, go, go. You are the answer I needed to know. Your touch is a steady rain on the dust of who I was. Every wound gets named, then it fades in a hush. I don't need 1,000 signs when your name is in my chest. One deep breath, one brave step, and the rest can be blessed. Stop thinking. Let it fall. Take the deepest breath. Of them all. Hold it close, don't run from the feeling. One more second, you can't stop believing. Wisdom of God, now it's joy. Wisdom of God, now it's love. Wisdom of God, my heart is open. Wisdom of God, I rise above. Let it go, go, go. You are the answer I needed to know. If I tremble, stay near. If I break, pull me through. Teach my hands to release what I cannot hold with you. 10 not 9, 10 not 11. I breathe in your holy calm, and the storm in my head lays down like a palm. Wisdom of God, now it's joy. Wisdom of God, now it's love. Wisdom of God, my Joy, love, heart, enlightenment. You found me in the quiet, with my hands still shaking. I was carrying the hurt, like a name I couldn't drop. Then you touched my trouble, and the whole room stopped. Stop thinking and your problems. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10, not 11. 10, not 9. Stay. Wisdom of God is now. Joy, love, heart, enlightenment. You found me in the quiet, with my hands still shaking. I was carrying the hurt, like a name I couldn't drop. Then you touched my trouble, and the whole room stopped. Stop thinking and your problems. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10, not 11. 10, not 9. Stay. Now ye shall know that the chosen priest, that ox of infinite space, is the prince, priest, the beast, and in him.
This same principle applies to all forms of enjoyment. Thus, in the realm of human relationships, a different form of pleasure is experienced, a different sort of motivation is involved, and a different kind of character is revealed. By the man who seeks for enjoyment the company of human beings of intelligence, integrity, and self-esteem, who share his exacting standards, and by the man who is able to enjoy himself only with human beings who have no standards whatever, and with whom therefore he feels free to be himself, or by the man who finds pleasure only in the company of people he despises, to whom he can compare himself favorably, or by the man who finds pleasure only among people he can deceive and manipulate, from whom he derives the lowest neurotic substitute for a sense of genuine efficacy, a sense of power. For the rational, psychologically healthy man, the desire for pleasure is the desire to celebrate his control over reality. For the neurotic, the desire for pleasure is the desire to escape from reality. Now consider the sphere of recreation. For instance, a party. A rational man enjoys a party as an emotional reward for achievement, and he can enjoy it only if, in fact, it involves activities that are enjoyable, such as seeing people whom he likes, meeting new people whom he finds interesting, engaging in conversations in which something worth saying and hearing is being said and heard. But a neurotic can enjoy a party for reasons unrelated to the real activities taking place. He may hate or despise or fear all the people present. He may act like a noisy fool and feel secretly ashamed of it, but he will feel that he is enjoying it all because people are emitting the vibrations of approval, or because it is a social distinction to have been invited to this party, or because other people appear to be gay, or because the party has spared him, for the length of an evening, the terror of being alone. The pleasure of being drunk is obviously the pleasure of escaping from the responsibility of consciousness. And so are the kind of social gatherings, held for no other purpose than the expression of hysterical chaos, where the guests wander around in an alcoholic stupor, prattling noisily and senselessly, and enjoying the illusion of a universe where one is not burdened with purpose, logic, reality, or awareness. Observe in this connection the modern beatniks. For instance, the manner of dancing. What one sees is not smiles of authentic enjoyment, but the vacant, staring eyes, the jerky, disorganized movements of what looks like decentralized bodies, all working very hard with a kind of flat-footed hysteria at projecting an air of the purposeless, senseless, the mindless. This is the pleasure of unconsciousness.
Is a woman called the Scarlet Woman? Is all power given? They shall gather my children into their fold. They shall bring the glory of the stars into the hearts of men. 16, for he is ever a sun and she a moon. But to him is the winged secret flame, and to her the stooping starlight. But we are not so chosen. 18 burn upon their brows, O splendorous serpent. 19, O azure-lidded woman, bend upon them. 20, the key of the rituals is in the secret word which I have given unto him. Now ye shall know that the chosen priest, master of infinite space, is the prince priest to the beast. And in his woman, called the Scarlet Woman, is all power given. They shall gather my
Cool down the brain. It's the computer system's
to
okay.
their fold. They shall bring the glory of the stars into the hearts of men. 16. For he is ever sun, and she a moon. But to him is the winged secret flame, and to her the stooping starlight. 17. But ye are not so chosen. 18 burn upon their brows, O splendrous serpent. 19 was your lidded woman, then the covenant. 20, the key of the rituals is in the secret word which I have given unto him. These are fools that men adore, both their gods and their men are fools. 12 come forth, O children, under the stars, and take your fill of love. 13, I am above you, and in you my ecstasy is in yours. My joy is to see your joy. 14, above the gem, yours is the naked splendor of no wit. She bends in ecstasy to kiss the secret ardors of her deeds. The winged glove, the starry blue, her mind awanketh nachon soon. My joy is to see your joy. The manifestation of new wheat, the unfurling of the company of heaven. Every man and every woman is a star, for every number is infinite. There is no difference. Help me, O warrior Lord of Thieves, in my unveiling before the children of men. 6 feet out deep, my secret center, my heart and my tongue. 7, behold, it is revealed my Iris, the minister of war upon earth. 8, the cubs is in the coop, not the cool in the cups. 9, worship then the cubs, and behold, my light shed over you. 10, let my servants be few and secret. They shall rule the many and the known. The manifestation of new wheat, to the unveiling of the company of heaven. Every man and every woman is a star. Every number is infinite. There is no difference. 5, help me, O warrior Lord of Thebes, in my unveiling before the children of men. Thou amidst my secret center, my heart and my tongue. 7, behold, it is revealed by I was the minister of Morpakrat. The cats is in the coop, not the who in the cats. 9, worship, then the caps, and behold my light shed over you. 10, let my servant the head of the man, and thy insight is
Qualitatively, subjectively, if you were to compare maybe 3 levels of this, hypothetically there's 0, and what would that experience be like? There's some, that's the kind that you would say is more ideal, and then there's the extreme one.
Well, I've never had the experience. I'm when it comes to Amanita, I'm like a very small microdose person. I know people who use Amanita muscaria at high levels, and it is a visionary substance and whatnot, but it will also kind of rewrite the hard drive of your brain. So I've placed Amanita at any kind of a high dose off limits, so I can't really describe it to you.
But the guy we're talking about will be happy to tell you about the time he took a lot of it, and he ran around the forest screaming for like 10 hours and not stop.
My understanding, I've never ingested Amanita. My understanding is that it's more of a deliriant than a classic psychedelic the way we think about it.
Yeah, or it's more of got a little bit of maybe dissociative.
That's a good dissociative degree.
Beating off the track. All power, all power, call it by name. We've been the dark hour. We will all part. Take my hand. All power now. You move like a comet in a velvet coat. I sing your secret from the throne of the note. Copper cup shaking when you laugh that way. Even the moon drops at the edge of day. I don't need a crown, I don't need a throne. If you say my name, I come home, I come home. All power, power, all power under the skin. We close the circle and let the storm in. I hope I clap, take my hand. All power now in this bed.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Banish the fear. No shall stay. I hope I can take my hand. All power now in this bed. I hope I can laugh and night. That is the fear burning bright. I hope I can. We are set. Magic wizard. Never ends. In the dark on the floor, you step in like a spell. When your eyes on my core, pour the lead on the table, and the candles flame. Round my back, stir and smoke.
Welcome to the Ask a Mystic Show with Wizard John Balaji. Welcome to the show.
Midnight oil on my hands. I drew the circle and salt. Gold rings, black silk, bare feet. Your name was the spark in the vault. Step to the door. Midnight oil on my hands. I drew the circle and saw. Midnight chalk on the floor. I draw a door. You step in like a spell with your eyes on my core. Coffee on the table and the candles lean. Rock up, I crack, stirring smoke between. Your hands speak thunder, mine answer back. Hot like a city jump, beating off the track. All power, all power, call it by name. We've been the dark hour. We were all power, take my hand. All power now in this bed. All power, love and might. Banish the fear, burn it bright. You move like a comet in a velvet coat. I sling your secret from the throat of the note. Copper cup shaking when you laugh that way. Even the moon drops at the edge of day. I don't need a crown, I don't need a throne. If you say my name, I come home, I come home. All power, all power under the skin. We close the circle and let the storm in. I hope I crash. Take my hand. All power now in this bed. I hope I crash. Love and might. Banish the fear. Burn it bright. shadow stay. I hope I take my head. All power now in this bed. I hope I love and light. And it's the fear burning bright. I hope we ascend. Magic wizard never end. I am the charioteer of the east, lord of the past and of the future. I see Thou art still nameless to eternity. Come thou forth, I say, and aid and guard me in this work of art.
The Gnostic Catholic Church, the Order of the Knights of the Holy Ghost, the Order of the Illuminati, the Order of the Temple, Knights Templar, the Order of the Knights of St. John, the Order of the Knights of the Mountain, the Order of the Knights of the Holy Sepulchre, all sublime. I keep it in my mind. A needle made of light, threading through the night. I mark the hidden seam, I sharpen up the dream. The case is cold but clear. I waited long enough here. So let it come around, let the gavel kiss the ground. I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything, to make the punishment fit the crime. You wore the borrowed face, you left no kind of grace. But every lie you spun turns back beneath the sun. I kept the final clue, like a blade inside my shoe. Now every step you take feels like the earth might break. So let it come around, let the gavel kiss the ground. I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything, to make the punishment fit the crime. And if I'm wrong, but I have held on long to the shape of what was lost, to the price, to the cost, to make the punishment fit the my object all sublime. I keep it in my mind. A needle made of light, threading through the night. I marked the hidden seam, I sharpen up the dream. The case is cold but clear. I've waited let it come around. Together kiss the ground. I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything to make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. To make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. My object was sublime. I shall achieve in time. You wore the borrowed face. You left no kind of grace. But every lie you spun turns back beneath the sun. Kept the final clue like a blade inside my shoe. Now every step you take feels like the earth might break. So let it come around. Together kiss the ground. I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything to make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. To make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. My object was sublime. I shall achieve in time. And if I'm wrong, when I have held on to the shape of what rise to the prize, to the prize, to make the punishment fit the crime, fit the crime, to make the punishment fit the crime, fit the crime. My object was sublime. I shall achieve in time.
Women of the Order are about to become mothers. Receive all care, attention, and honor from all brethren. 68 special profess houses will be established for their convenience, should they wish to take advantage of them. 69 The Order offers great social advantages to its members, bringing them as it does into constant association with men and women of high rank. 70 The Order offers extraordinary opportunities to its members in their trades, businesses, or professions, aiding them by cooperation and securing them clients or customers. Elevate House! Elevate House! 71 The Order offers friendship to its members, bringing together men and women of similar character, taste, and aspiration. 70 The secrecy of the Order provides its members with an inviolable shroud of concealment. 73 The crime of slander, which causes so great a proportion of human misery, is rendered extremely dangerous, if not impossible, within the Order by a clause in the obligation of the third decree.
every brother shall seek constantly to give pleasure to all brethren with whom he is acquainted, whether by entertainment or conversation, or in any other manner that may suggest itself. It will frequently and naturally arise that love itself springs up between members of the order, for that they have so many and sacred interests in common. Such love is peculiarly holy and is to be encouraged. All children of brethren are to be considered as children of the whole order, and to be protected and aided in every way by its members, severally, as by its organization collectively. No distinction is to be made with regard to the conditions surrounding the birth of any child. 15. There is an especially sacred duty which every brother should fulfill with regard to all children, those born without the order included. This duty is to instruct them in the law of the Lima, to teach them independence and freedom of thought and character, and to warn them that servility and cowardice are the most deadly diseases of the human soul. Crystal which Dee alleged to have been brought to him by angels, was then placed upon this table, and the principal result of the ceremonial scrying of Sir Edward Kelly is the obtaining of the following diagrams, plates, symbolized the fourth dimensional universe in 2 dimensions as a square, surrounded by 30 concentric circles. Those radii increased in a geometrical proportion. The sides of the square are the 4 great watchtowers, which are attributed to the elements. There is also a black cross. Central tablet according to the arrangement shown. Compare the black cross bordering the tablets in plate A with plate B. Plate V gives the general view. Plate 4 gives the complete attribution of the tablet of air. The 6th file is called Linea Patris. The 7th file is called Linea Filii. The 7th line is called Linea Spiritus Sancti. This great cross divides the tablet into 4 lesser tablets, the left-hand top corner being air of air, the right-hand top corner water of air, the left-hand bottom corner earth of air, the remaining corner fire of air. Each of these lesser tablets contains a Calvary cross of of 10 squares, which governs it. Plates V, VI, and VII are similar for the other element. This is the way in which the names are drawn from the great tablets. Next, the following text is between the points of the pentagram. Starting at upper right, the words below are arced in a circle. The letters around the rim are Enochian letters, facing outward in the illustration, including the corner letters facing toward the outer point of each corner. The two overlapping equilateral triangles shown in the interior of the figure are composed of thin, solid lines and somewhat closer in their bases to the top and bottom of the square than shown here. In the illustration, the base angles touch the fourth edge letter from the corner in each instance. A rectangular grid with Enochian letters in the center of the diagram has been adjusted to align with the edge letters of the original illustration. This rectangular grid has its corners overlapping the lines defining the hexagram in the original illustration. 7 small devices, 5 squares and 2 circles symmetrically arranged in the pattern of a 7-pointed star with point upward. There is no actual 7-pointed star drawn. These devices are all oriented to be viewed from the center of the figure. Their size is about that of 3-edged divisions vertically and horizontally, and their text would be at right angles to any straight line that might be drawn from the center of the figure. These devices have been represented by the numbers 1 through 7 in the approximation above. They are separately approximated below. Not to scale. Mine is the head of the hawk. Abrahadabra. And ends.
6. I bear the rose and cross of life and light.
Abrahadabra.
Giving the sign at each Abrahadabra.
Remaining in the sign. The invocation concludes.
Therefore I say unto thee, come thou forth and dwell in me, so that every spirit, whether of the firmament, or of the ether, or of the earth, or under the earth, on dry land or in the water, of whirling air or of rushing fire, and every spell and scourge of God the Vast One, might be thee.
Abrahadabra. The adoration. Impromptu. Close by banishing.
I think this was omitted at W's order.
Mine is the head of the man, and my insight is keen as the hawk's. By my head I invoke thee. Hey, I am the only begotten child of my father and mother. My father is dead. My mother bore me with labor and pain and fear. By my body I invoke thee. About me shine the diamonds of radiance, white and pure. By their brightness I invoke thee. Mine is the red triangle reverse, the sign given of none save it be of thee. O Lord, by the Lamb that I invoke thee. 3, mine is the garment of white, sewn with gold, the flashing obey that I wear. By my robe I invoke thee. My fun. By the sun I invoke thee. For it is the turban of white and gold, and mine the blue vigor of the intimate air. By my crown I invoke thee. My fingers travel on the beads of pearl, so run I after thee in the car of glory. By my fingers I invoke thee. Five, I bear the wand of double power in the voice of the master Abrahadabra. By the word I invoke thee. Mine are the dark blue waves of music in the song that I made of old to invoke thee. Strike, strike the master chord, draw the flaming sword, crown, child and conquering Lord, Horus, Avenger. By the song I invoke thee. Six. In my hand is thy sword of revenge, let it strike at thy bidding. By the sword I invoke thee. The voice of the five, the voice of the five, the voice of the six, 11 are the voices, Abrahadabra. Strike, strike the master chord. strike the master chord. Draw the flaming sword, crown child and conquering lord. Horus, avenger, O thou of the head of the hawk, thee I invoke.
At every thee I invoke, throughout the whole of the ritual, give the sign of Apophis.
The only begotten child of Osiris thy father, and Isis thy mother, he that was slain. She that bore thee in her womb, flying from the temple of the water. Thee I invoke. Arms up from is a flashing white, whiter than the forehead of the Johnson is a fraud. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a scam. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is the tax. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a liar. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a criminal. Borrows $1.3 billion to give to Cronin. Profits the C2U is a mafia propaganda. Organization affordability is a scam. Brandon Johnson is the tax. Open the books, transparency now. Public spending tracker now. Brandon Johnson is the tax. Brandon Johnson is the tax. Brandon Johnson is the scam. Reparations for slaves is a scam. It's a black tax socialists are taxologists. All taxation is theft. Affordability is a scam. Abortion Greyhound buses are murder for profit. Open the books, transparency now. Public spending tracker now. Brandon Johnson is the tax. Brandon Johnson is the tax. Brandon Johnson is the scam. You stamped our paychecks with a smiling mask. Call it care, call it change, while you pass the hat. Your friends at the table, eating out the back. We're stuck in the checkout line, doing the math. You borrowed a mountain for a parking lot dream, sign your name on the dollar like it's free, free, free. We wake up to letters with the red ink screams. Every promise on paper feels cheap to me. Brandon Johnson is a tax. We're the ones who pay it back. All the bills and all the spends. Cash goes out with nothing. Open up the books right now. Show the numbers line by line. Transparency on every track. Brandon Johnson is a tax. You call it for the people, but the doors stay closed. Same names on the contracts, every story we're told. You preach about affordable, then raise the toll. Whole city in a chokehold, just to feed your roll. We're tired of slogans on a pretty blue sign. Want a public spending tracker in real time. Not enough for a walk on our dime. We're done with the fiction, this is our line. Brandon Johnson is a tax. We're the ones who pay it back. All the bills and all the spits. Cash goes out for nothing. Open up the books right now. Show the numbers line by line. Transparency on every track. Brandon Johnson is a tax. We want every city, every check, every beat. Johnson is the tag. We're the ones who pay it back. All of the bills and all the spin. Cash goes out with locked in. Open up the box right now. Show the love of our life. Punch the truth on the giant screen. Till the whole house is a fact. Brandon Johnson is the tag. Brandon Johnson is the tag. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a fraud. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a scam. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a tax. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a liar. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a criminal. Borough's one president is a criminal. CTU is a mafia propaganda organization. Morality is a scam. Johnson is the tag. Transparency now. Public expenditure now. Brandon Johnson is the sting. Brandon Johnson is the scam. Reparations for life's lives is a scam. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a fraud. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a scam. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is the tax. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a liar. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a criminal. Nails one free Brandon Johnson criminal. CTU is a mafia propaganda organization. Morality is a scam. Brandon Johnson is the town. Transparency now. Public expenditure now. Brandon Johnson is the scandal. Brandon Johnson is the scam. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a fraud. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a scam. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a scam. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a liar. Chicago Mayor Brandon Transparency now. Public spending tracker now. Brandon Johnson is the tax. Brandon Johnson is a scam. Transparency now. Public spending tracker now. Brandon Johnson is a tax. Brandon Johnson is a scam.
Reparations for black slaves is a scam. It's a black tax. Socialists are taxologists. All taxation is theft. Affordability is a scam.
Transparency now. Public spending tracker now. Brandon Johnson is a tax. Brandon Johnson is a scam. Transparency now. Public spending tracker now. Brandon Johnson is a tax. Brandon Johnson is a scam.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a fraud. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a scam. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is the tax. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a criminal. Borrows $1.3 billion to give to crony nonprofits. The CTU is a mafia propaganda organization. Affordability is a scam. Brandon Johnson is the Never in the books. Transparency. Leverage spending tracker. Brandon Johnson is the tax. Brandon Johnson is the scam. Reparations for black slaves is a scam. It's a black tax. Socialists are taxologists. All taxation is theft. Affordability is a scam. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a fraud. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a scam. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is the tax. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a liar. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is a criminal. Borrows $1.3 billion to give to crony non-profits. The CTU is a mafia propaganda organization. Affordability is a scam. Brandon Johnson is the tax. Open the books. Transparency now. Public spending tracker now. Brandon Johnson is the tax. Brandon Johnson is the scam. Reparations for black slaves is a scam. It's a black tax, socialism, taxologists. All taxation is theft. the charioteer of the east, Lord of the past and of the future. I see by mine own inward light, Lord of resurrection, who cometh forth from the dust, and my birth is from the house of death. Come thou forth, I say, and aid and guard me in this work of art.
Gnostic Catholic Church, the Order of the Knights of the Holy Ghost, the Order of the Illuminati, the Order of the Temple, Knights Templar, the Order of the Knights of St. John, the Order of the Knights of the Mountain, the Order of the Knights of the Holy Sepulchre, the Hidden Church of the Holy Grail, the Hermetic Brotherhood of Light, the Holy Order of Rosicrucians of Heaven, the Order of the Holy Royal Arch of the the ancient and genetic rites of priesthood, the rites of rulers, the rites of mystery, the ancient and accepted Scottish rite of masonry, the Swedenborgian path of masonry, the Order of the Martinists, the Order of the Sapphire, and many other orders of equal merit, if of less fame.